Hey guys, welcome back. And I have finally finished The Siren by Kiera. I had all confidence in this world that I was gonna finish this in just about a week. I was like, I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna zoom through this. It's all barely over 300 pages. It has like pretty big text. It has like your classic kind of middle school chapter book text. This will be a breeze. It took me a little over a week. It didn't take me like a month or anything, but it did take me a little bit over a week to actually get through. So, about this book, I will say, first and foremost, I love Kiera because she created the original trilogy. We ignored the last two books that she added later. But she did the trilogy, the selection. I love those books. I love those books so much. I literally, a couple months ago, listened to them via audiobook, and I still enjoyed it so much. I still enjoyed the story. Like, I understand some of the characters, they're problematic, for sure. Main character, she be doing some tomfoolery, but I still love the book so much, okay? But every other book that I've read by Kiera, I haven't loved. Like I said, I actually have them right here. So I have the selection, and she added some extra books. She added 2 extra books to the selection series. I don't love those. I do not love those. I don't like the main character. She also wrote Betrayed and Betrothed. Main character again. Don't like her. Annoying. Storyline. Crazy. And then also we have 1,000 Heartbeats. I always want to call this 1,000 Splendid Kisses for some reason. I don't know why, but it's 1,000 Heartbeats. That one, honestly, it wasn't that memorable, but like I don't have like I know that I hate this book or anything, or like I don't like this character. Because hate is such a strong word, so I try not to say I hate books, but like I really didn't like the main character in the extra 2 books of the selection series, and then the Betrayed, Betrothed, whatever duology. I did not love the main characters in those books. 1,000 Splendid Kisses, no. Wow, I literally just talked about how I keep on calling that book 1,000 Splendid Kisses, and it's not 1,000 Splendid Kisses, 1,000 Heartbeats. That, I don't really remember the characters. It was, the main characters were a guy and a girl, and it went back and forth, like, chapter by chapter between their 2 points of views. I couldn't tell you their names. I'm pretty sure the girl was like a princess or something. The guy was in the opposing country, kingdom, place, I don't know. It wasn't memorable to the point where I was like, oh my gosh, I absolutely loved it. And it wasn't memorable enough for me to be like, oh my gosh, I absolutely hated this character. It was just mid. It was middle lane, middle of the ground kind of vibes. And I would say this book is kind of like that, where it's like I didn't absolutely hate the characters or anything, but it was very lackluster, like where like already I'm probably forgetting a lot of stuff that happened in this book. The characters, the main character, her name is Colin, and the love interest is McKinley, I think is how you pronounce it. Don't ask me. Despite the fact that I was reading it. I did listen to the audiobook a little bit, but I mainly just read it. And it was mediocre. I think if you were younger and if you like mermaids and sirens and stuff, you probably would like this. I never have been big on mermaids and sirens and stuff like that. I'm just in general not big on mythical creatures anyways. And so like the worst of the worst as far as mythical creatures for me is like the sea creatures. I mainly just got this book because it was Kiera, and I think I got this book, like I said, like back when I was like in high school or something. I don't even know. But I've had this book for many years and did not read it at all. The biggest problem that I've had with this book, because like I said, for the most part it's pretty mediocre, is obviously it's a love story. You have the siren and then the love interest is a human. Oh my gosh, that's not good because sirens, they're bad, and whatnot. And so obviously human, siren, they fall in love and whatnot, and obviously once they finally were like, I like you, and then they have their first kiss and everything, something bad has to go wrong. Like once the couple gets together, typically, unless, you know, they really drug out that relationship, at some point, if there's going to be some sort of conflict with them getting together. And so that happens. And I feel like the kind of way that they explained, oh, this is why this problem occurred. It's like, it was predictable, but then at the same time, like the way that it was revealed and that it was explained, it was just like, really? That's it? That's all we're getting? Like, I wanted more, I expected more, and it just gave me nothing. And so I didn't love that. And then also another big issue that I just didn't enjoy, that for me, this was an issue for me, is they really personified the ocean. And I didn't like that. Like, yeah, because they made the ocean seem like a mother, basically, like it was like a mother figure and everything. And so they were like, oh, she's like holding me and cuddling me in her arms and embracing me. And I'm like, no, it's a water. Water doesn't embrace you. Okay, like, yeah, for me, the whole personification of the ocean, I didn't love. And then, like, they're having conversations with the ocean, essentially, as well. Yeah, so, like, it was fine. Didn't love it, didn't hate it, absolutely. Will I read this again? Absolutely not. But like I said, like, if you're, you know, probably, like, more, like, middle school age, or maybe even younger, because, like, there's nothing crazy in this book. Like, there's one kiss, and then there's one character that they kind of insinuate that she, you know, goes out and has good times. And I think at one point they did mention that she has exchanged bodily fluids, and that's literally how they phrase it, is she has exchanged fluids with other men. If you read the book, you'll understand the context of that. It sounds bad there, but I feel like at the end of the day, you can assume, like, it's spit. They were swapping spit if you really wanted to. Or you can imagine that, you know, other bodily fluids were happening and being exchanged. Whatever. But that's like the worst that is in this book. And I think a lot of Kiera books, for the most part, at least from all that I've read, they're pretty PG, maybe leans slightly more PG-13, but for the most part, like, there's pretty much only one kiss that you really see up face and personal. That's pretty much the only affection besides, like, the ocean caressing and embracing someone. It was for me personally, but it's another book that has been sitting on my shelf for far too long, just collecting dust. But now I can say that I've read this book, and I can also say, like I said, I'm pretty sure I've read every single Kiera book, officially now. But I don't know, she may have other books, but I'm pretty sure these are all her books. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to my next TBR. So we're spinning the wheel here to see what book is next. And we got Vladimir Todd, The Chronicles of Vladimir Todd. Vladimir Todd, 12th grade kills. And I'm sure you're assuming by that title, 12th grade kills, what about the other previous grades? 12th grade kills is the last book out of that whole series. They do go on, I believe, to make, like, at least one or two books of a spin-off that, like, is under the point of view of some of the vampire slayers that are in that whole entire, like, world of Vladimir Todd. So I have 12th grade kills right here. Fun fact about this book, I got this book when I was literally in middle school myself. This book, meaning I also have all the other books. Like the first book, 8th grade bites, which I'm pretty sure I literally read when I was probably like 10, 11, maybe years old. So, this book is very, very far removed from my brain. This book is almost 20 years removed from my brain. So, because my next TBR is 12th grade bites, or I'm getting these titles mixed up. I don't know what's wrong with my brain. 8th grade bites, 12th grade kills. Since my TBR is 12th grade kills, I feel like it is important for me to probably go back and read all of these. And I have all of them. They're down there. So I'm going to be going back and rereading the other Vladimir Todd books. And then proceeding on from this. Okay, guys, I'm telling you, if I'm about to say what I said last time, I should be able to finish this one in a week, guys. This one is not even 200 pages. It is 182 pages, and you can see this text. Like, this text is, like, even bigger, I think, than the Siren, okay? If I don't finish this book in just a couple of days, honestly, I should be able to finish this book in one day. I should be able to finish this book today. Will that happen? I know that's not going to happen. I know I'm not going to read that much in today. So I'm not even going to put that out there. But I definitely should finish this within like a day or two. But I'm going to say I'm going to finish this in a week because I know myself. And I know I'm going to be overzealous and I'm going to be like, I can finish this in 2 days. And then it's going to take me like a week and a half again. Oh my goodness, that scared me. My book fell. But it's going to end up taking me more than just a day or two. Just because I have other things going on in my life, you know? So I'm going to start off reading this one. Which honestly, I feel like this is happening perfectly. Because I was thinking about going back and reading some of my old books that I've read way back when I was younger, because I do have a lot of books that I have that I haven't read in a long time. Like, some of these are like newer books like that I read just like a year or two ago. Like, this one I just literally read this year. But like, we have some of our old classics, like To All the Boys I Loved Before. That was a classic high school book. Like I said, The Selection, started reading that in high school. And I have other books that I read. A lot of my books that I read like when I was really young, like in middle school and even earlier than that, are down here. Some of the books I don't even own. So I was thinking about going back and reading some of my old classic books that I absolutely loved, apparently, when I was younger. And so this is like a perfect opportunity to start with this one. Because like, I also really, really want to reread like Hunger Games and stuff like that. So this is going to help, you know, jumpstart that kind of series. So I might make that into a whole series of me reading some of my old classic books. I don't know. I'll think about that. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get started with reading these books, or I should say rereading these books, and I will happily bring you guys along on this journey with me.